Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs and pokey yokes. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I take my keys to go home. Didn't say I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can thank for thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun, or sold my soul for the tongue, or death since I was young, or got some voodoo done?
Namaste, namastizzle, peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. Welcome. What's up? Magick LaCroix here. Happy Tuesday, happy Mars Day. What's up, Ultra Instinct? How you doing, brother? This is the first time I've ever seen you here first. It's all good. What's going on? I just want to share. I want to open up by sharing something with y'all. One of the mantras that I do on a daily basis is this one. It is very potent, take a listen. Okay, that was one of my favorites. It is a Mahalakshmi mantra. It's good practice to do it daily. It's not as hard as you think. Do it on every day if you can. Peace. Namaste to the missus. Peace, peace, peace. Caribbean Grimoire. What's up? Peace and blessings. Legacy Sigma. What's the deal? How did it go for y'all? It is finally over with. Mercury is direct. It has been a doozy this time around. We got another one coming up in July, but for now, it is finally over with. A lot of stuff going on in the news. I noticed I've been noticed that they keep certain stories circulating in social media, especially Facebook. And the one story that I noticed that's constantly circulating now is the black teenager who stabbed a white teenager. So many different stories about what's going on, but don't forget sleeper agents. Don't forget agendas, you know what I mean? And don't forget racial division, which is what they would love to keep going. Peace, Sister Righteous. How you doing? Speaking of Mercury retrograde, next time maybe some of y'all are interested, but remember I said there are mantras for the retrograde. Me personally, I hate its effect on electronics. I hate its effect on electronics, but there's a few in this particular book. One of my favorite books, The Mystical Formula, over 400 mantras in here. And Recite the following mantra for 9,000 times within 21 days. I think this is probably the easiest one that you can do. It goes Om, Brahm, Breem, Brahm, Sa, Budhaya, Nama. That's it. It is all of 7 words. Let me see if I can show y'all. Can y'all see that? I can't find this PDF anywhere. I don't think it exists, honestly. But that's one of the mantras that you can use if you are interested in lessening the effects of Mercury retrograde during the next time it comes up. Peace, Brother Moore. How you doing? Hey, what's up, Tosh? What's going on? Yours look like ours. You got a paperback? I didn't know it came in paperback. I really didn't. It's in the back of the book. There are planets. For every planet that retrogrades, it has a mantra for it. Remember, back in ancient times and ancient civilizations, they considered planets evil. They considered the effects evil. So, yeah, when it goes retrograde and all that shit happens, what page? You gonna make me get up? All right, let's see. Let's see. I didn't know y'all had this one. Good shit. I'm not surprised. Good shit. 273 is the page. It doesn't exist on PDF. Yeah, I didn't think so. I looked for it before, but this is one of the best books that an occultist can have. Mantras, one of my favorites, but mantras are so easy to do. They don't take anything, you know. But 273, and then the next number 3 is recite the following mantra for 4,000 times within 11 days. And that's a little longer. But you got a total of 4 mantras for Mercury retrograde. Peace, Chikezi. How you doing, brother? Right, I wasn't sure it was based on a visit, but I've been eating that book, to say the least. You've been eating it. Have you seasoned it? I should have said that. That was corny. That was corny. All right. You even got mantras for the sun in here. You know, mantras for the sun, mantras for profit. The way they explain it says mantras for propitiation of the planets, which means retrograde. So 273. 273. But how was y'all's retrograde? Looking to make note. What's up, Mike Kyle? Peace. Peace, Lenora Rice. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute, I don't think. So can anybody tell me, I've just started Vikings Valhalla. It's not as engaging as Vikings. It's still a good show. I like shows like that. But can anyone give me any insight on the next show that I'm about to start? It's called Game of Thrones. Should I start this one? A little. Okay, so you're being funny back. Okay, a little lemon pepper, which happens to be my favorite kind of chicken wings. What's up, Bobby L? Peace, 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 peace. Dope, passed my initiation. Oh, the congratulations, Legacy Sigma passed his initiation. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's get into something. Oh, you just ended Vikings. Okay, that's what's up. All right. Vikings Valhalla, The Last Kingdom. I think I might have liked The Last Kingdom a little bit better than Vikings, honestly. Now I'm watching Vikings Valhalla and I'm considering Game of Thrones. My retro has been going great. I've been using Grok Wow. It has helped me understand I have achieved the financial goal I had in Atlanta here. Okay. Let me ask you a question then. How do you negate the effects of retrograde? As far as people are concerned, how do you get through it? It's a bloody mess. Is it really? You haven't watched Game of Thrones? No, I haven't watched Game of Thrones. Remember something about me. Anytime that the masses swarm towards anything, I run in the opposite direction by default. And everybody was talking about the Game of Thrones, and I was like, start slow, character build. It's really good. Okay. All right. Damn. Okay. So we got a lot of overwhelming yeses for Game of Thrones. Is fire shout out to Righteous for it? Okay. Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that response. Okay. Cool. I will get into it then. All right. I have this video here that I'm considering putting in Patreon. Remember, I do put a lot of information in Patreon. If you're a member, I mean, honestly, I have more free members than I have paid members. I mean, it is what it is, and it's what you expect. Game of Thrones badass series and a follow-up House of the Dragon. But let me ask y'all this. Isn't it about like, doesn't it have like flying dragons and shit like that in it? Anything trending is an automatic exactly based on default. Anytime the masses go towards something, I go the opposite direction. You know. Oh, before I show y'all anything, I was surprised that this is allowed. I'm surprised that this video is allowed on Facebook. I found it on Facebook. Check it out.
Wait, they, them, his, hers. See, sim, wait, what are these words? You are confused, why you talking in thirds? You can only be one, it's not what you prefer. You're either one of the two. Whatever's between your two legs is the proof. Whoever gave you the option to choose, man, just sit down and listen, I'm breaking the news. It's only two genders, your parents are jacking you up. They might as well put some crack in your cup. You came out innocent, now you're corrupt. Now you stand on the bridge and you just want to jump. Got these pink-haired devils teaching the kids in the school they are vessels. Used by the enemy, he's just a rebel. Let's turn up the kettle. When God gets a hold of him, he won't be gentle. How dare you misgender me? My pronouns are them and theirs. Get it right! Y'all brains in a blender. If you state the obvious, he will be censored. God made your body and you're just the renter. He's the inventor, and he only made two genders. Two genders. He only made two genders. Look, there's only two genders. I love the science, and it says there's only two genders. Wait.
Surprise, surprise, right? A lot of responses. A lot of the people are praising this. And like, finally, you know, it's like a lot of people are standing up to this now all of a sudden. I'll say all of a sudden because for the past 4 years, 5 years, people have been letting it go. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised. I'm surprised it's still there too. I was curious about that myself, Legacy Sigma. I was curious about that myself, The Witcher. How do I counter effects? I guess I am used to rebuilding from a deficit. Okay. Makes sense. Namaste, Katrina. Katrina. The the clips you sent me recently. God damn. That's how I felt about anime. That's why I was so reluctant to watch Naruto. I would purposely deny animes based on popularity. I get that, you know, but One Piece, I have to say One Piece is the shit. I have to say it is the shit, and the shit that they show on there. Like, I'm still on Skypiea. I'm about to end it. Jeez, man. Jeez Louise. Peace. Peace, brother Konami. What's up? What in the haberdashies and hemoglobin? Wow, haberdashies and hemoglobins. Good evening, Lavetta Davis. How are you, ma'am? Time to pick up the pieces? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This retrograde, I was very focused, and in the Durga energy, I didn't really feel the effects of Mercury retrograde. I learned that during the planetary changes to follow my intuition and tap into more. Right. I get into meditation a whole lot more. I may meditate 3 times a day during the Mercury retrograde. I stay away from people. I don't talk to nobody when I'm out. I don't do that anyway, but I am very antisocial when I'm out these days. Speaking of Katrina, which one should we start with? Okay, this one right here. I mean, it's just like, it's a fucking joke these days. This is a church, y'all. This is a church. Check this out. Check this out.
Was getting her family. I cut you. I cut you. I cut you. Take your snake out of her. I pull you up. Be healed in Jesus' name. There it is. Your ancient spirit is getting her family.
What can you say after looking at that? I mean, she cut motherfuckers with Gucci on. This is a preacher. This is in church. Lord have mercy. Right, now they speaking out. Right, when folks like us been speaking out the past 10 fucking years. That video slipped through the cracks? Yeah, had to. Peace, the real self-domain. What's up, God? How you doing, man? I'll watch One Piece when I retire. 1,000 plus episodes. It is a 5-6 year run of watching. I don't know. I finished Naruto in a year, right? I finished Naruto in a year, and that's 750 episodes. It really depends on how much you watch in a day. I'm on episode 640 something. God damn. Check it out. I was not totally sold on, I'm still not sold on Usopp. I hate that he's a coward, but I was not sold on Robin at first. And fucking Chopper screams too much for me. Improv? Yeah. Right. Right. Like with they put on a whole performance. That's good role playing, right? Oh shit, that ain't even the only one. Katrina be sending me some doozies. I be like, where do you get this shit from? Man. Geez. What's the other? This motherfucker here. I'll start. He went through all this, right? Looks the exact same. Times and we do without the music. Still look like a dude. Went through all of that. I think thousands of dollars. Looks the exact same.
Of thousands of dollars, and I look the same.
The exact same. Somebody needs to hold these doctors accountable, y'all. Like seriously. Like what the fuck? Door pause reloaded, right? I couldn't even say it. I couldn't even get it out. I was like, oh shit. The retro effect on my finance, I pay hella money on the HOA, the escrow account, a plumbing issue, but I have saved enough to have a money buffer for such. So I'm still good. That is a good idea. That's what me and my wife, we do. We save, we have a joint account that we save for emergencies. We both add to it. I mean, we talked about this the first time she was on here with me. Even if you're single, it's a good idea to build and create a buffer, just like Bobby said. You can't tell me they don't have a script out back or something, right? Yo, play that church video again. You want to see it again? All right, for you, Taj, I plays it again. I'll play it again. Hold on. Ready? Here we go.
It's getting her family. I cut you. I cut you. I cut you. Take your snake out of her. I tell you, be healed in Jesus' name. There it is. You ancient spirit.
He noticed the brother in the back trying not to laugh and shit. Give it time, they'll get right. I guess. When church money low, they gotta put on the histrionics. But I'm not sure how appearing demon possessed will draw people back in for mass. What's up, Savannah? How are you? I sent you an email. You could put a wig on a pig and its true nature will still prevail. How about that? You can't replace diesel chins. I don't know. I think they have surgery for that too. What's up, baby girl? It's still lingering? Yes. It's not totally gone yet. First 3 days, last 3 days. Those are the roughest times. That's when it's the strongest. It's called the shadow phase. It went direct yesterday, but still, we're in the shadow phase now. So it's still lingering. So be careful, people. All right. Oh, roll. Y'all stupid. All right. Into some other shit. All right. Let's get into something else. Time is wasting. Not wasting, but you know what I mean. All right, here we go.
To say it is truth is a lie. The ones that do not know they are lying think they are doing the will of the enemy of their God, Satan, who is defined in the holy books as the great deceiver, the king of all lies. All of today's religions have been created to manipulate the truth and control the human population and keep them as unthinking, hardworking, law-abiding, tax-paying, God-fearing death slaves.
This is for the record. History is written by the victor. History is filled with liars.
History, as we know it today, has been warped. Everything we learned in school has been completely manipulated, so much it is like it never really happened, but a cover story for the truth. Everything, from what we watch on television, the news, to what we learn in school and the books we buy from publishing companies, even the corporations and banks that control and dictate our governments, politicians, and laws are in complete control of the 13 richest families, known as the Council of 13, who we call the Illuminati. They control everything you watch, everything you read, and all the music you listen to.
All of it.
In the past, unlike today, the elite claimed they had the divine right to rule. They claimed to be direct descendants of the gods. The oldest writings discovered are known as the Sumerian tablets. The Sumerians are one of the first human civilizations to have existed. They knew much of what the rest of the world had to rediscover. It was as if the information they possessed had been given to them. According to the Sumerians, the Anunnaki, an alien species, came to Earth in search for gold, which would be used to save their dying planet. Those who were sent to Earth to retrieve the gold and did not want to do the work themselves, took their own DNA and the DNA of many different species native to Earth in order to genetically engineer a new species they could use as a slave race to do the work for them. This new species would be less intelligent than the Anunnaki and much weaker, so they could be easily controlled. This new species is the human race. Because of this, the Anunnaki are known as fallen angels or demons.
Or
What we did to
Nephilim.
our genome and our species was considered a sin against the universe. In reality, we are all direct descendants of the Anunnaki. Every human being today has reptilian DNA. The only difference between the elite and the rest of humanity is that the elite are descendants of humans who physically bred with.
Okay. So there's a lot to that one. That one's called the reptilian agenda, manipulation, depopulation, and soul traps. Okay. The only one that I know of, that I personally know of, who was talking about this kind of stuff is Azazel Bay. All right. What did we speak about last week about gold? And this is in one piece. Them searching for a whole city full of gold, mining for gold. This was the Sumerian myths. Notice they put it as myths. You know what I mean? And that the DNA is actually a trap. It's a soul trap. Like I said, I probably and I might. I'm thinking about putting on Patreon, but just like I still have not gotten an answer on why or what in Azazel Bay's comic book violated their community standards. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I'm gonna put it there. You know, here's the one of the issues with dealing with their platforms. They have the power to say, okay, we don't want that shown. You know what I mean? It tried to happen. I saw the area code and pressed block. Okay. Good for you. Oh, yeah. I heard about that, Tosh. He locked the congregation in until they gave him $40,000 in offerings. Shout out to the dummies who actually did it. Wow. Christine in real life. Hey, how you doing? It's been a minute since I seen you. How are you? I hope life's going well for you. Spent my teen years in a group home ran by a deacon, saw the BS firsthand, was done with religion by 18. I wrote a poem called I Remember 13. I wrote a poem. The day I learned about slavery in the United States, or what they teach us in school. Remember, I went to Catholic school. The day I learned about slavery is the day I was done with all the religion bullshit. I was 13 years old, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Mass mind control. It still works, too. What's up, Beyonder? Cosmic Chaos. Gratitude. Ties and offerings. Y'all. Pimp, pimp, hooray. I was reading as a week early on today and came up this deprogramming techniques for childhood trauma technique. His deprogramming techniques are amazing. You know what I mean? He has a video called Star Stepping. All right. And what I was able to do was trace this back to Taoist techniques. Okay. And Taoism is just, if you've never heard me say this before, I said it, that Taoism is just a little too complicated for my taste. Even to make a simple talisman, you got to go through a lot of steps. Okay. But I think what Azazel did, he broke it down to his bare minimum, where he shows you how to star step and get rid of, deprogram bad habits or people or whatever. Religion, what's up? William Wesh in Latin means to bind. I thought it was to bind back. Exactly. What's up, Moonchild? How are you? Say word. I thought I was the only one who said that still. Say word. Yeah, word. Yes. soul contracts. It goes deep, you know, once you do the research. Once you do the research, but y'all are a special group. I'm gonna keep saying, I want to reiterate that y'all are a special group. Those of you who watch me or any of the modern kind of I don't like calling myself a teacher. I don't like giving myself a title, just put it that way. But if you watch Bobby, Phil Valentine, Azazel Bay, and all the rest of them, y'all on a certain frequency to begin with. You know what I mean? So once you start digging, the rabbit hole goes so deep, and you just got to keep digging, and you'll be surprised at what you find. Like, I'm at a point where I can't really watch stuff and be just entertained by it. You know, I'm constantly breaking stuff down in my mind. Like, I'm watching Vikings Valhalla. By the way, I like looking at the comments on people who watch these kinds of shows and what their comments are and how they feel about it. One dude had the nerve to act like it was historically inaccurate to have a black woman in Vikings Valhalla. He said it was historically inaccurate. Historically inaccurate. Let me keep repeating that. Historically inaccurate. When y'all know this already, we populated the entire earth. The Moors conquered the entire earth. You know what I mean? So historically inaccurate. Now, I mean, they sprinkle a couple of us here and there just so that it, I guess, DI or whatever, affirmative, whatever you want to call it, you know. But there's much more of us in those places too, believe it or not. Close the doors. They got y'all $20, right? When I read that, I was like, wow, the audacity of that. And I think they paid it. Like I said, shout out to the dummies who paid. James Webb took the Milky Way galaxy and rears EMM. Okay, will do. As is a cosmic count, it's powerful info and it can't be debated since he deliberately made it a sci-fi comic book. Right. The information, though, you're supposed to go deeper with it. You're not supposed to just take this at face value and just, you know, wow, this is amazing info. No, you are supposed to study and research beyond that. Trace it back. You know what I mean? Some of the things, a matter of fact, a lot of the things that I have heard from these teachers, these master teachers, I have researched and found the information for myself. And me, I'm not satisfied with just taking someone's word for something. I like to learn it for myself. What is your experience with Arabic magic? Powerful stuff. But if you use it, disclaimer, none of the techniques or rituals or spells or anything that's given out on this channel am I responsible for. Use anything on this channel at your own risks. I am not responsible for any mishaps or misfortunes or any health problems you may occur. So it's powerful stuff. But like with anything, just be careful. You got to be careful, but you also got to be respectful. You know what I mean? Word, I've been watching old WWF, WWE matches, the rituals and any. Yes, indeed. Yes. I could go on with that one, you know. There's a number in Cosmic for deprogram 8913. It works like a charm. I think it's a radionic number. When I visualize this number, it helps me again regain perspective when I ruminate. Really? Huh. I want to put out the second one. I really do want to put out the second one. But until I find out how I violated their community standards on Patreon, I'm going to hold off on it. You know, only a couple people have bought it in the first place, but Yeah. My intuition is telling me hold off on. He's right. Historically, Norse mythology is some of our blackish. Right, exactly. Norse mythology. Exactly. Realize what Konami's saying there, y'all. Do your own due diligence. Exactly. You're supposed to keep going. Bobby was notorious for saying that. Don't follow me. You know, like I said before, you might not have heard me, but people are still asking, when is Bobby coming back? When is Bobby coming back? Bobby is retired. He's done. He's given 25 years of his life. I'm guesstimating it was that long. I know it was over 20 years. He's given 20 years, 20 plus years of his life giving information, for free. For free. You got to do your own due diligence. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. You got to know, you got to be on point with Gin Magic. I think Terrain Hicks, I think he put out a few videos on Gin Magic. Regarding Arabic magic, there's a TV series called Ertugrul the Realist that goes in on Arabic magic. It's possibly the mystic practices by Sufism. Check out. Okay, will do. And what kills me about Black people in America, they practice Islam as it's given out to the masses when they should be practicing Sufism. Okay. The Islam that Black people, and I'm saying Black people specifically, is bullshit. Sufism is where you want to go. Just like Christianity is bullshit. You want to go to Gnosticism. And Judaism is bullshit. You want to go to Kabbalah, Kabbalistic magic. See what I mean? They make one part for the masses and one part for the adepts. Okay? Esoteric. Right. Ivor the Boneless has braids. Yes, exactly. My visions are getting very intense again. I visioned Bal Cadman last night in another dimension, like a parallel Earth setting. So very real. I'm also working through some of his courses. Now's the time. Y'all. Now's the time to write down your dreams, your visions. Take stuff like this. One of my favorites. The only thing with this is that you sleep so deep, it's hard to wake up from it. Well, at least for me, And the only thing that you have to do, you take some of this. They're like little branches, right? A couple times a day, just do that. That's it. Excuse me. Celine Capensis. Yes. Thank you. It's still emerging. Serious Times Media does a great job putting out his work. Ivor the Boneless, that's my guy in back. He was always setting up elaborate traps. I couldn't stand him though. I hated him, but we still talk. Bobby communicates quietly. The occult means hidden. There's new hidden items that will not be exposed at this moment. Okay. Celine Capensis, y'all, is what I'm chewing on. I'm trying to chew it. So it's an African dream root. I'm about to start back up on my dream root tomorrow. I got my shungite water charge. We drink shungite. We make our own alkaline water. I don't know why I'm still covering my mouth. It's just African root in my mouth. But make your alkaline water from shungite. The Beyond is giving out a good ritual here. Mind control seduction of your inner self. Get a red candle, spray frankincense and myrrh around your bed. Use quartz or amethyst. Place mugwort in your pillow and a bowl of water. You can also put a bowl of water under your bed. Nah, you good. It's too long for the chat. Oh, well. I do it during the day, and then I do a large piece at night, about an hour before I'm about to go to bed, about to go to sleep. It doesn't make me sleepy. I guess my body might be used to it by now, but I switch off between this and other stuff. Hakeem Bey. Let's go to him.
And in this particular lecture, I'm going to cover a number of different things. And a lot of this, to some people, may seem...
I need to finish chewing this shit. Give me a second.
Look into was Zawabe troops fighting in the Civil War. These Zawabe troops were so-called Algerians. Now, what are Algerians doing fighting over here in North America? Algerians. This isn't all. Suaves. This is where they got the word suave or suave from the word suave. They were known as some of the most fierce fighters in this war. They were just known as being fearless. This is where they talk about where they didn't like their guns. They just threw down their guns and just attacked with knives. It was just fearless. I mean, just knowing that it was a Suave troop, you was struck fear. You know what I'm saying? So we just got this information. Now we're looking deeper into that aspect of it. And then I came across something else. And this bugged me out. This is something brief, but it just bugged me out. I got this older Nexus magazine. And then they did a series called The History of Banks. History of Banking. And it wasn't even, the article was not even about this. It's not even about what I'm about to read. He just said this in passing. And the way he said it was as if like, I don't even have to justify this. I don't have to prove this. It's just known. Check out what he said. He said, there was a hue and cry in the newspapers of the Northeast banking interests to execute the president of the vanquished Confederate States of America in the South. For 2 years, the president of the South was kept in a dark, wet, cold cell in the side of an earthen fortress Monroe. He was an ill and broken man when put there. He should have died and was expected to die. When it was apparent that there was no way the ravaged and occupied South, parentheses, which was ruled by blacks, could ever revolt, he was released. Oh, wait, hold up. He just threw that in there. In parentheses, he just says, which was South, which was ruled by blacks.
South. Look at that.
He didn't even try and prove it or nothing. He just said it as if like this is just common knowledge. And that's been mentioned in other books. Talking about carpetbaggers, talking about how the South was ruled by black people. So someone else, see, what happened was that we had a plantation system already here, the more set up over here, where we had Europeans on it. And what happened was that they just took over the slaves that we already had. They just reversed it. And we became the slaves, prisoners of wars and the slaves. So they just took over wars already established. This is why a lot of the ones who already managed the country just became overseers. Just doing what they've always been doing, but now they're giving the fruits of their labor to the European because they were defeated in particular wars or battles. All right? And there was something else that I wanted to call. Here, in this lesson also, I have a series of pictures in here. And this was a motive, and they constantly did this. They constantly showed pictures of famous European generals or leaders or whatever up front. And in the background, you see a little more in the background. As if he's like some little servant or something like that. In reality, the European you see up in the front was the student of that little boy you see in the background who they portrayed as a little servant. This was a motive, but they could not reveal who it was that was teaching them the science. Because our heads would have been taken by the sword for teaching it to them. So we put them on the sword and told them not to reveal the secret. So you see, here's a picture of Peter the Great. You see him more in the background. looking over his shoulder. That's the teacher. This is a student up front here. And you see another picture here of George Washington. You can't really see it from there. I don't expect you to see, but I'm just going to show it. The back of George Washington, and here in the corner, you see a brother back here. In the corner, the shadows back in the corner.
Look at that.
Brother back there.
Look at that.
Here's a picture of George Washington, and here's Prince Whipple in the back with a turban, and a feather in a turban. Now check this picture. Now here's Prince Whipple, and back of him with a turban on. I just want to show you this picture. Here's a picture of Noble Ali with a turban with a feather in it. And here's a picture, and they look almost similar. Prince Whipple with a turban and a feather. And it was said that what George Washington chopped down a cherry tree, which was doing the Moorish flag and the Moorish fez, and put it into a conservatory and hid it there. And who was that reclaimed it? Noble Ali. So is it a strange coincidence that it's as if Noble Ali is looking over his shoulder, saying, I'm seeing what you did, but I'm going to come back at a later date and reclaim it. You know, and what they said, the Moorish practice reincarnation, right? There it go right here. It's right there. Here's another picture of General Lafayette. And here's the Moor back here. So wait a minute. Why is all these pictures of these famous white people and a Moor in the background? There's something deeper to this. You know what I'm saying?
So everything's reversed. We know this, right? Like I said, those of you who watch these broadcasts, you're on certain frequencies. Continue. You got to do your research, do your due diligence. You know what I mean? There's another program that shows, it really shows the custodians of Magick. You know what show this is? Lovecraft Country. I know I mentioned it before. Lovecraft Country. The stuff they show in that show is unbelievable to me. You know, it's just unbelievable. That makes sense why there are castles in Georgia, all over the United States. Right. All over the pyramids. There's pyramids. Actually, the real Egypt is the Grand Canyon. That's the real Egypt. Take it or leave it. The Moors taught European explorers how to find the Americas, how to navigate through Turtle Island, and this led to Europeans being able to colonize in America. Bobby always comes with it. You know what I mean? Like I said, y'all on a certain frequency. Y'all are not like everybody else. Just the simple fact that you decided to spend the time with me to see what I'm showing y'all, it says something. Okay? Yes, sir. That's my shit. It is. That and Watchmen. I'm going to continue to promote Lovecraft Country and Watchmen with Regina King. They show you so much. You know, y'all got to watch it. Europeans knowing Freemason. Oh, man, I can go on about the Freemasons. It's from the Moors, who were the major custodians of ancient mystery school type of knowledge. Indeed. Of the occult. It's like the Moors are what Wesley Snipes is to the MCU. Say it again. I wish I could just paste that and just keep it up there. Lovecraft Country, Stranger Things, Severance. Never heard of Severance. Evil from Good Looking. I've not heard of Severance. Evil from Bondsman. Damn, that's 4. That's 4 I don't know anything about. Severance. And Black Mirror is coming out in 2 days with their next season. I implore you, watch Black Mirror, especially the ones where they are showing how they capture consciousness. You know what I mean? Consciousness, Bondsman. What is Bondsman about? Never heard of that one. There are multiple castles in Alabama. What's up, Derek Weatherspoon? Didn't see you sneak in there. I have been experimenting with some secret herbal mixture that will take you for a ride around the universe, still perfecting it. They try to ban everything that's good for you. You know this already, right? And one of the things that had me taking a trip, I mean, I swear I was in somewhere else and was seeing other people. And it was very brief, which shows you time and space is an illusion. Because I could swore I was there for a minute, but I was there for all of a couple of seconds. You see what I'm saying? Salvia. I think they banned that. Everything, like I said, that's good for you, that will keep you away from big pharma and keep you from, healing yourself, they want to ban. They want to keep a lid on it. They are actually now increasing the price of fruit. Out of all things, to increase the price of fruit. Severance is very good. It's on Apple TV. I don't have Apple TV, but I'll try and find it some other kind of way. The new season of Doctor Who. I haven't watched Doctor Who in years. I was about to say Black Mirror in the mix too. Oh, absolutely. Can't imagine Black Mirror will go. They are taking that one of my favorite episodes where this guy kidnapped their consciousness. He held their consciousness hostage on like a and they tell you they are clones. They know they're clones. I mean, Black Mirror is just deep. That shit is deep. Just watch the Black Mirror. Bondsman with Kevin Bacon fighting so-called demons in a small hick town. Huh. Okay. Good looking. I have never heard of that. Bondsmen and handlers sold contracts and rituals to raise up the triple black goddess. You got me interested now. Severance is good. Come. I've seen Cabin in the Woods. I've never seen Branded. I'm not sure what prevented me from watching Branded. Yeah, and go back and check out some old shows. Twilight Zone, Old and New, Silo, and Fringe. Fringe is my shit. I mean, if that's not to tell all what they have, notice that the people who got access to all this technology are very rich. Leonard Nimoy is in Fringe. And they found a way to interact with other dimensions, like actually physically go into other dimensions, parallel universes, like the show Sliders, that one too. If they increase the price of fruits, they feel that the melanin people will die from scurvy. It's an interesting, very interesting comment there. Your body's meant to heal itself. Okay. Your own perfect medicine would be your urine. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm waiting for the Sandman Netflix new series. They was doing that in the mist. I tried watching Bondsman. It's too much blood. Too much blood, huh? Okay. Here's another one from Katrina. Check this one out.
Why are you giving children hormones? I want an answer for that. Why are you setting up a network to give children hormones?
Outside of the clear ad hominem
Why
attacks.
Are you doing that?
Again,
just answer the question. Don't give me bullshit. Why are
all
you doing
progress requires some pushback.
Why are you giving children
We are
hormones
going to need to keep on fighting if we want to see trans youth protected and get the necessary health care that they need.
She can't answer. She's not a serious person, Pierce. This is not serious time.
I'm sorry, yelling over me isn't going to solve
You're not
anything.
answering the question. Why are you giving children hormones legally? Why are you setting up networks to do this? Why?
So
this is a crime. I want to know why you're doing it. It really hurts us. It makes us look deranged. Why are you doing
Eli,
this?
why are you doing it?
Well, this is going to make some great TV. Look, when trans youth are denied necessary health care, we always have to step in. And right now, under very brave trans lawyers like Chase Strangio are in the Supreme Court fighting for trans kids because
in a case he's going to lose.
I actually
There's no such thing as a trans kid.
Tommy?
That's very silly.
There's no such thing as a trans kid. That's child abuse. When you take somebody who's still growing up, figuring out who they are, doesn't know anything about sexuality and shouldn't at that young age, and you try to convince them that there's something other than what they were born to be, that's a problem. It's child abuse. That's my opinion. But also, you're talking about trans kids and their mental health. There was a study that was done about mental health for trans youth, and guess what? The results did not come back favorably, so they wanted to bury it, and that is a fact. So if you show me some data that shows that this gender affirming care is actually beneficial, let's see it, because the one that was done that a lot of money was poured into came out the other way, and the community tried to bury it. So don't target children. If you want to talk about adults and trans rights for adults, that's fine, but leave children out of that. And that's what a lot of conservatives are simply asking for. Leave kids alone. Let them live their lives and figure out what they want to do when they're of age to make those kind of decisions.
I completely. Listen, we had an infamous clinic in London.
Right. So I'm gonna stop it there. You know what I mean? What else needs to be said after that? You know, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning 2, right? Will introduce interdimensional travel. Oh, will it? Okay. I think is that coming out this year? I think I saw an advertisement for it. If you're bootlegging Apple TV, I highly suggest the show Silo. Y'all done gave me about 5 shows I need to watch. Okay, Silo. I got Silo, Severance, Evil, From, and Bondsman. I appreciate y'all. Most of them fruits are seedless any damn way. Right. How about that? Dimensional travel. I got my own, like, I got issues with Moors, to be quite honest, because of what they allowed them to do, what they handed over to the European, what they handed over to the Caucasian. But that's me. You know what I mean? That's me. I need to get over it. I know. I have Hulu, Prime, Plex. I got rid of Netflix. I wasn't using it. So Peacock, Pluto. It just comes on. That's about all I have. Yeah, Sliders was wicked. So was Cabin in the Woods. I get what you're saying, Lavetta. I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. Right, that's a fact. If you talk about the clip that I just showed y'all. The fact that you even have to sit there and debate any of that too just shows where people's minds are at. Right. Schools might not be a safe. I said this 5 years ago. I said it 5 years ago when they let men in dresses teach children or have story time. That's bullshit. No, that's bullshit. It's funny to me too, y'all. I know I pinpointed, I have a meme that shows the person responsible for the transformer agenda. I know I have it. I know I found it. It pinpointed the specific person. The specific person who was responsible for starting that movement. And now I can't find it on none of my computers. I got about 5 computers in there. I can't find it at all. I have major problems with. Okay, so I ain't the only one. I'm not the only one. Okay. What the Moors did is even deeper than you know. They're the ones who created toll roads on the Silk Road, preventing Europeans access to the East and its resources like spices. This led to Columbus. It's very deep. Thanks for that, Tosh. Thanks for the assist. You're absolutely correct. You know, but like I said, I don't want to go into a rant here about that. But I mean, do your research, you know. Even if you don't want to be a paid member of my Patreon, most of the people there are free members. I still put out a lot of information. So is it somebody we know? No, I don't think so. That's why you changed your name? Okay. I didn't know you changed your name. I mean, they did a lot of stuff for us, but they were self-serving in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? And they established a lot here. But in the other hand, the fact that they gave these people the knowledge to rule over the rest of us, that's my biggest problem with them. You know, but don't let me sway y'all. Don't let me sway y'all. All right. As a matter of fact, y'all remember Asir, the Duke of Tears, when I interviewed him? Go back to that interview. He called them the Dirty Moors. He called them the Dirty Moors. Matter of fact, anytime that brother speaks, you should be paying attention to Asir. He is a walking fucking encyclopedia. Oh, yes. The Quantum Magician. Yes. Yes. Bal Cadman. Go back to the teachings of Yaqub and that movie, The Island of Dr. Moreau. That's the Yaqub story. That's going to do it for me today, y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. I really do. All right. We'll be back and we'll finish this particular conversation Thursday. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. It is a perfect day here in Texas. 75 is just really perfect. Makes you want to get outside and just be in nature. Don't forget, get your sunlight. You need the vitamin D. Okay. Also, what I said before, they're going to keep raising the state. You are not meant to be here just to work, pay taxes, and die. That's not what you meant to do. Okay. That is not what you are here to enjoy life, not be stressed by it. This is why a lot of our people are falling dead from heart attacks and stress and strokes and all this shit. You know what I mean? But thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next time. I'm the one and only. There's only one, Magick LaCroix. It's a greet you in peace as always. Namaste. See y'all later. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I got to go. Peace.